So, Vanguard hasn't even been out for 2 months yet, but we are already seeing leaks for a new Call of Duty game, and this isn't the one that's coming this year in 2022. It's the one that's coming out in 2023, supposedly, and we have heard a little bit of information about this already, which is kind of weird, to be honest. Like, I swear every single year we start getting leaks and more early. Like, we're already getting them for a game that's like years into the future at this point. Well, it's coming out next year as I am recording this, but honestly, like, I hope these leaks are legit, because obviously take everything with a grain of salt as I'm, talking about this subject, because guarantee you some of these images are not real, because the first one literally just looks really sus. Like, it's just someone holding the Milano on Moscow, which, yeah, they do actually use like basically the basis of all games to test their new game, like this footage you're seeing, which I found on Twitter, which is Black Ops 4 being played in Black Ops 3 with just like a new HUD. That's literally all it is, but this is kind of how Call of Duty games were made originally. It doesn't kind of 100% disprove anything, or it doesn't 100% prove something. Like, at this point, it could be either or, but I think the first image is really sus. I'm not going to put any of these on screen just in case they are real, because Activision has a really bad habit of just absolutely destroying anyone. If anyone puts any of their leaked, like properties on the internet, they are going to get absolutely fucked. So, just some few messages before I begin this video. Obviously, not going to show the images. I'm going to link the Reddit post to you guys down in the description so you can go check it out yourself and have a look at the photos. The second thing I just want to quickly talk about is just take this all with a grain of salt. It honestly could be fake, it could be real, who knows, only time will tell at this point. But yeah, so this Reddit post kind of surfaced a few days ago, and it says, possibly the first leaked images of COD 2023. Take this with a massive bucket of salt, but I have no idea who the original source is. But the images do look pretty convincing. They were posted in a private Discord server, and I'm in, and apparently they've been spreading around certain circles for a few weeks now. I've tried asking around and I can't seem to find a solid answer of where they originally came from. For anyone not familiar with COD stuff, every Treyarch game is internally titled T and then whatever number it is there. So Black Ops 3 is T7, Cold War is T9, Black Ops, or this whatever Call of Duty game they end up going with this year, is T10, and that will be COD 2023. This game seems to be using 99% Cold War assets, but that's pretty typical for a COD alpha. Then again, it could just be some fake stuff. Stuff doesn't tend to leak this early. I would recommend archiving / downloading the images just in the case they get DMCA'd. I guess time will tell if they are legit. So obviously, as I said, not going to show the images, but I am going to just like kind of give you a description. So the first image I want to talk about is like a title screen, and it basically just says Black Ops working title, press whatever button to start, and it says Black Ops T10. So obviously this is what the Reddit post was talking about with, T10. It's the internal name for whatever Call of Duty this is going to be. And most likely it's going to be called Black Ops something, like maybe like Black Ops Future Warfare or something like that. Who knows at this point in time. But usually what they've been doing, well, with Cold War especially, we had like a subtitle. So it's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And in this case, it could be Call of Duty Black Ops Future Warfare or whatever. Because this is going to be a like kind of like near future-esque kind of game. Like a bit like Black Ops 2. But it's going to be probably a bit further in the future, considering Black Ops 2 is set in 2025, and that is literally 3 years from now, so it kind of doesn't make any sense, but hey-ho. But yeah, the first thing I wanted to quickly mention is zombies. So Zombies Factions is meant to be in this leak, and it's mentioned quite a lot. And if you don't know, Zombies Factions was meant to be something that would be added into Black Ops 4, but never was, which really annoyed some of the fans. And if this is a fake, of course, people are going to be like absolutely hyped as fuck. And the person who, like faked this image is going to be like, what do Zombies fans want? And will make them excited. I know, let's put Zombies Factions into my fake leaks. But if it's legit, honestly, this is just really exciting to me. Like, honestly, been a massive fan of zombies for years. So, and I know I'd like to see some Zombies Factions, it'd be very interesting, very interesting. The next thing I want to talk about is a PowerPoint presentation with stuff on it. Like, I can't read most of them. but I am going to just try and give you some of the highlights for zombies, and one of them was basically a return to classic zombies. Now, I'm assuming that since Vanguard Zombies came out and it was a massive flop, people are, like, by classic zombies, it means, you know, round-based zombies experience, which is always good, because I love the round-based. I don't really like this new, like, Outbreak kind of system, where it's kind of like a cross between round-based and Outbreak, and I really don't like it. I think the two should be, like, very, very separate at this point. But it also could see the return of, like, classic crews, if you don't know what I mean, like, the Primus crew and stuff like that. And we have, like, 4 characters that are just, like, playable throughout the game, and you get a random one at the start of each game. That would be, you know, just in turn of operators, because I thought that the zombies characters had a lot more characteristics to them, and were much more interesting than just playing as your operator from multiplayer. I think it was much better to just, you know, play as these characters that actually had voice lines, they were interesting, and not just our operators from multiplayer. Like, Richtofen, Nikolai, Dempsey, and Takio were just some of the best characters I have ever played as. I just loved listening to their voice lines, seeing their comments, and just stuff like that. Oh my god, I miss those guys, I miss them. And we're going to move on now to campaign. So, for campaign, we haven't really got that much leaks, but we did see the difficulty settings for the game. So you got your standard recruit, normal, hardened, veteran, and then you also have realism, which is going to be making a return in this game, and I honestly cannot wait for that. I'm going to probably do, like, a series on that. Well, maybe not a series, just like a few videos where I go through and play on realism, because oh my god, it is going to be painful. It's like one bullet and you're dead, basically. And the next thing I want to talk about, we're going over to the multiplayer side of things now, is the return of Black Ops 3/Black Ops 4 specialist abilities. Now, I'm not talking about specialist weapons, because I'm assuming those are going to go back into the kill streaks, but I want to talk about abilities such as Heatwave, Vision Pulse, Combat Focus, and Speed Burst. So basically, Heatwave, I cannot remember for the life of me what that does. Vision Pulse is basically like a UAV in your local area, and it's more like visual instead of just on the minimap. Combat Focus basically put your kill points from 100 points to 125 points, and basically made it so you could get kill streaks easier. And Speed Burst basically just made you run faster, like fucking Roadrunner or something. Now, on the other, another topic to talk about with multiplayer is chips instead of perks, which it was kind of like we had in Black Ops 3, and I believe it was in Black Ops 4. Maybe I'm just chatting shit in this department, but in Black Ops 3 we had chips, so that could be kind of like an interesting thing. Maybe it has some links to the campaign with, like, you know, people, like soldiers putting these chips in their bodies to, like, enhance their reflexes or something like that. You know, if it's in the campaign, it's kind of like, it's going to end up in the multiplayer at some point anyway. Like, a lot of the campaign missions were repurposed into maps in the olden days, and they became some of the most popular maps of all time. But we're going to have to wait and see. And then at the PowerPoint, there's a PowerPoint presentation at the end of the kind of like pictures, and a lot of it is extremely blurry. I can hardly make it out, but I did manage to pick out 5 points. Well, technically 4.5, but I did manage to pick out 5. So the first one says, create innovative yet familiar system designs, bridge the gap between Modern Warfare and Black Ops systems, refer to COD classic game design, implement destructible AOF systems, and introduce new social. And then I had to basically, you know, figure out what this said, because on the actual image, it just says implement new social and then cuts off after the first S. So I'm going to have to just assume it says systems. So create innovative yet familiar system designs. This is kind of going to probably try and do what Modern Warfare did, and, you know, like innovate while also staying true to Call of Duty's formula. Bridge the gap between Modern Warfare and Black Ops systems. I'm assuming this refers to the engine where Treyarch might actually be using Infinity Ward's new emblem engine, which was also used in Vanguard, which is always good. Refer to COD classic game design, you know, the classic gameplay loop, get kills, get kill streaks, win the game, etc, etc. Use your custom classes, all that good stuff. Implement destructible AOF systems. That interests me, to be honest with you, because obviously we have have destroyable cover in Vanguard. Maybe the next Call of Duty game after Modern Warfare 2, that's Roman numeral 2, will have like destructible environments, which could be really cool, like, because Battlefield 2042 doesn't really have that, and Call of Duty could actually give them a run for their money in this aspect. Now, the final thing is new social systems, and that's the one I kind of interpreted from it, and yeah, that could kind of mean a return of the HQ in World War II. Maybe something like that would be really good. Or even just like party chat back, maybe post-game and pre-game lobbies, who knows at this point. I am just rampantly speculating here, but yeah, that's pretty much all we've got. Obviously, take all of these leaks with a grain of salt, but we're gonna have to just see what happens, because, you know, Zombies Factions is interesting me, the perk system's really interesting, specialist abilities, and also the setting. Like, we could see a return of David Mason into the story, which could be really, really cool if we saw that. And yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming to this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you never miss a single video. Or alternatively, you can join the Discord server as a link down below. But anyway, this has been QuinntonTV, and I'll see you all in the next one.